Hello friend, welcome back. In a previous video, I already created one of the page as a change plate, and here also they have some of the field for the old password and the confirm password. So right now I want to do here, right now I'm already logged in and I'm already logged in with some of the password. And here if you go to the database table, here that is actually the password, and this password is created automatically the hash password. So it should be matched first of all on here. So whatever the old password you right now you are logged in, you have to put that old password. So if this password will be the match with this one, that means this password field, then you can actually insert the new password. So that's the functionality I want to do. For doing this, I already created one of the route, and here you can see there is actually the change password, there is auth, there is a change password controller, there is a change password. That means this method I have to create in our change password controller. Like if you go to the change, and here I already defined one of the form action. Like here I just defined that action route as a update password. Okay, that means a password update. So now we have to create this one, that means the change password method in our change controller. So right now go here, and in particular that position I want to create another method as a public, and then function, and then our method name. So here I just defining that method, and here first of all we have to define that request. So here I just define as a request, and also here I just take one of the parameter as a request. Okay, I just defining as a request on particular that position. So first of all, here I want to validate two of these, like the old password will be the required and password field will be the required. So that's the two field. First of all, I want to make the things as a required. For doing this here, I just simply added one of the required conditions, like I want to validate it. Okay. So now if you do that work, like with this here, I just defining as a validate. Okay, I just defining as a validate, and into the validate first of all with this request. So here I just defining that request. Okay, with this request you have to define your field. So here you have to defining it with the array. So I just simply added some of the array, and our first array will be our field name. Our field name, if you go here, that is for our old password. Like here you can see that name is old password field. So I want to make that old password field as a required, and also password field will be the required. Okay, so for the reasons here I just that is actually the name I'm defining as a old password. So now I just defining that field name as the old password, and I just put that things as a required. Okay, I just put that things as a required, and also they have the another field. I also want to take another field that is actually the password field. So I just copy it, and here I take another one, that means the password field also will be needed, that means the required. Okay, so here I just defining as a required, and then I just put that things as a confirm. I just define that things as a confirm, and here I just define that array. So in our last one you don't need to add that comma on particular that position. And after that I want to do that one of the work. Like right now I am already logged in, as I told you before. So right now I am already logging, and I am logging with some of the password. So in our database field, there is a password field. Here already they have some of the hash password, right? So first of all I just want to notify that which user already logged in. So if you want to do that work, first of all here you have to do, I just define one of the variable as the hashes password. Okay, hashes password, and in this password first of all which user is already logged in. So here I just defining with this auth. Okay, so with this auth I just defining as user, so which user is already logging with some of the password. So for the reasons here I just defining our password field. So our password is this one, I just defining it on particular that position. I hope you can well understand about it. Right now I am already logging with some of the password. Here you can say I am already logged in. So here which password is user already logged in, first of all he will be take that one. I just take that things with this variable. Now I just want to put some of the condition. Like here I just define one of the if condition, and if already they have some of the hash password, like when you inserted some of the password, okay, within from a login page, it should be created one of the hash password in our password field, right? So first of all, he will be check with this one, and whatever the password you put on particular that position. So you should be check with this field and then with this field. And when two of these will be matched, then you can actually insert the new password on particular that position. So that's the things I want to do. So first of all, here I want to check with this hash. Like here, you have to define as a hash. And first of all, I want to check it. Okay, I just define the check and which request you actually pass. So here I just define that request, which request you pass from your old password field, that means here. So whatever the things you put on particular that position, it should be matched with on particular that area. Okay, so here I want to do that work. So here I just define that request our old password from our old password field. So here I just defining it, and also it should be matched with our current user, right? And then for the current user, I take that variable. So I just copy it. So first of all, here with this hash password, he will be checked if our old password request will be matched with our existing user password, then it should be insert the data into the database field, right? So for now, I want to do that work. For the reasons here, I just take another variable as the user, and here I defining as a user model. Okay, user model, he will be find. So he'll be find our auth ID. So here I just defining as a auth, and then our auth ID. Okay, so which user actually already logged in. So here he'll be matched with two of these on here. And after that, I want to add our password field. That means here, then this password will be saved again in our database password field area, right? So now go to that position, like here with our user, and here now in our password field, I just defining it as a password, and now this password will be inserted in our database table, that means in our password area again. And when it should be inserted, I want to make that things as a hash password. That means it should be automatically created one of the hash password on particular that position. For the reasons, I just defining as a hash. You will be make one of the hash passwords. So I just defining as a make, and here I just defining that password, which password you just requested. Okay, like with this request, whatever the field you pass that things from here. Okay, so for the reasons, I just defining as a request and our password, that means this password. So I just defining as a password. I hope it should be very much clear to you what exactly the things I want to do. So after that, find out the ID. First of all, it should be matched with our old password. Then the current user will be able to change the another password. And this password field will be also inserted in our database with the hash password. So here I just defining it on particular that position. And after that, I want to save it. So here with that user, I want to save it. That means to save our new password. And here one things, like when this data will be inserted, okay, like when if you put the old appropriate old password, the password and the confirm password, and if you click on the update, when it should be update, then I want to make that user as a logout. Okay, so automatically he will be log out when the new password will be entered. For the reasons, here I just defining as the auth, and here I just simply added the logout. Okay, I just simply added the logout function on here. And when this data will be inserted, then I want to return it. So here I just defined as a returned. Okay, return, and then I want to redirect. I want to, he'll be redirected to the our another route. Okay, that means he will be redirected to our logging page again. So I just defining as a route. And here I just defining it should be redirected to our logging page. So I just defining as the logging page. And also if you want to show some of the message, so I already discussed about that things with you with some message. So here I just defining some of the message as a, I just take one of the variable as a success. Okay, success message. So with some of the message, so I just defining which message you want to visible. Like when this password will be changed, then I want to show some of the message as a password. Password is changed successfully. Okay, so this type of message I want to display. So it should be displayed in our login page with I just define some of the success message. With some of the success message will be redirected. Okay, for this just here I just define that with function. And after that, if you want to add some of the conditions, like there is actually our this one. Okay, so it's actually finishing on particular that position. So after that, here I want to add on the else condition. Else, what exactly you will be do? Okay, I just defined the another else, and here that is actually for our method. So better I just put that things on here. That is one. Okay, perfect. So into the else here, he will be redirected to the another page. Like here, I just better copy it, and here I just defining as a return and redirect to our back page. So here I just define the route. Okay, redirect, and here I just define as the back. So right now I don't need this, so he'll be go to the back and with some of the error message. So here I just defining as the error. Okay, so I have to also visible that all that message, so I will show you that things later. And now he'll be display some of the error message as a current password is invalid. Okay, so this type of a message rather than he'll be do. So when this password will be changed, then it should be show some of the with some of the message as a this message. Else here I just put another condition, he'll be redirected to our back, and into the back he'll be redirected to so with some of the error message as a current password is invalid. And here also one things we have to load, like here you can see I just call it as a auth, here I call it our user model, and also here I call it as a hash. So we have to load all the things, we have to use it on particular that position. So first of all, here I just define our use, and here I just define as the app, and if the app here I just defining as a user model. So here I just first of all load our user model on particular that position, and also I have to add our auth, that means the auth and the hash. So we have to also call it on particular that area. So it's actually on use, and then you have to define as a illuminate. Better I just defining it. Okay, like I just copied, and here is defining it illuminate, and after that you have to go to the support, and then here you have to defining as a fades. Okay, fades, and after that fades, then you have to define it as a auth. That means this auth you have to defining it on here. Okay, and also I want to define the our hash. So hash will be the same place. So now that is another one is a hash. So I just define that our hash on particular that position. So that's all you have to do. I hope you can well understand about it, what exactly the things I did on particular that position. So if you have any query, just let me know about it. I will answer it again to you. Okay. So I'll continue this process, and in the next video I will show you how you can display your all that message, like when it should be inserted, then it should be show some of the success message. So how can do that work in the next video? I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.